What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Critical Overlord here. We're going to be talking about Scream 7 in this video here today. So we got breaking news. I guess I'll just say scoop confirmed once again. If you listened to my video last night, I talked about this. I did leave a comment to let you guys know that before I even got a chance to upload it, that the actor himself started talking about this on a clip of a show he's on. I think it was Good Morning America. I know he's from there, but Mark Consuelos, I told you, had been spotted on the set of Scream 7 coming out of this trailer that belonged to the character of Robbie Rivers, who I've told you is supposed to be a newcomer type of character in the film, some type of rival reporter who could be trying to give Gail Waters a hard time after an accident happens outside of Sidney Prescott's house. So, Deadline confirmed this today that Mark Consuelos from Riverdale, he's also from Live with Kelly and Mark, has joined the cast of Scream 7 from Spyglass and Paramount Pictures. Details regarding the film's plot and who Consuelos will play are under wraps. He joins the previously announced legacy cast members Neve Campbell and Courteney Cox, as well as Mason Gooding and Jasmine Brown, alongside newcomers Isabel May, Celeste O'Connor, Asa Gurman, McKenna Grace, Sam Reckner, Anna Camp, and Joel McHale. So, I will just say this. I have seen him in Riverdale. I thought he was great on Riverdale. He is someone who has played a bad guy in the past, and people are already doing what they do when it comes to this casting, saying that we've identified who Ghostface is. Oh, he's got to be Ghostface. He's got to be Ghostface. I will say this. If he ends up being Ghostface, do not say it was predictable. That's not fair. I say that as somebody who is a diehard fan, like all of you probably listening. It's not fair to constantly pick apart the casting and play this game and then turn around and say that the movie was predictable. Well, they didn't tell us to do that. They didn't tell us to engage with casting news in this capacity, because what people are doing is they're drawing the connection between Mikey Madison and how she played a bad person in Once Upon a Time of Hollywood, or whatever that movie was, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Great movie, check it out. She was a killer there, then she ended up being a killer in Scream 5. So they think they're doing the same thing with Mark Consuelos because of what he did in Riverdale, and now also what he could be doing with Scream 7. So he must be Ghostface. And if you're going to play that game, you can't then turn around and say, oh, well, it was predictable. If you're going to play that game with every little cast member that comes out, of course it's going to be predictable. The thing we have to remember as fans is, at some point, the surprises are not really what are going to draw us in. Because at some point, those surprises are not going to always be surprises. We become so seasoned. We become so much of a veteran with the IP. We're well aware of the tricks and all of the different ways they try to fake us out, fake out deaths and all these different things, fake reveals. So then when the movie comes and it's like the same old thing, well, of course, it's going to feel like the same old thing when we're pinpointing every little trick. We're aware of every little trick, so then every little trick can't get us. They could create a new one, but even still, you don't even have to watch Scream movies. There's just tricks in general when it comes to these movies that if you're someone who studies them, it's going to be harder and harder for these films to surprise you. So don't go into these movies expecting to be surprised if you're playing that game of, oh yeah, I'm familiar with this, I'm familiar with that. Oh, I know this is not real, that's not real. Oh, he must be the killer because he played this villain over here. Like, it's not fair. But Mark, I'm sure, will do a great job. Again, he allegedly could be starring as Robbie Rivers. Robbie Rivers is an up-and-coming reporter. I will say, if you don't want any potential spoilers, then I guess stop watching. But yeah, it's not that big of a deal to me. Robbie Rivers is allegedly a reporter in town. He's going to be giving Gail Waters what I assume is a hard time because of an accident that happens outside of Sidney's house related to a mental patient who gets ran over. From all of what I've gathered, it looks like Gail is the one who runs said mental patient over. That could be a mistake. It could be something else. It could be Sidney who ends up doing it. But all signs right now, with my information that I have not shared, points towards Gail Waters being the culprit, and this will be her arc going into Scream 7. I think her arc will deeply explore someone who is now in the hot seat in ways she's never experienced said hot seat, like she used to do with the likes of Sam Carpenter, like she did with Sidney Prescott for a long period of time when it came to her mother and the relationship she had with Cotton Weary for wrongly accusing him of doing what happened to her mother. So we can see a narrative like that play out, but something tells me, with the time jump in mind, and shout out to you, Alex, for DMing me this, because I am in agreement with you a bit. I just want to share this theory to see what everybody else thinks. What if Robbie is the killer? Robbie's whole MO could generally be, I want to have a big story. There hasn't been a Ghostface spree in years. Gail's show is canceled, and Robbie, desperate for a hit story, teams up with someone who's obsessed with the Woodsboro murders, wants to be able to say they're the ones who killed Sidney Prescott, something none of the others did, wants to be immortalized like Ted Bundy, all these other famous killers, and Robbie takes advantage of this to give them that opportunity, while also them giving Robbie an opportunity to have a hit story that keeps him relevant in the media. That's just something I can see playing out. Orchestrating a whole spree just for the sake of clicks and for the sake of your news outlet getting all the attention, and just for the sake of you being able to say, hey, I solved it, when in hindsight you solved it because you already knew who the killer was anyway. Just something you've staged in order to make yourself look good in the public eye. I'm just saying that could be that could be the path they go down, to commentate on how the media becomes desperate to stay relevant, commentate on how the media loves exploiting things, commentate on how the media is insensitive, just layering it in a way that makes it different from Roman and Jill, because you are teetering that line of I want to be famous, but you don't have to walk that line directly into saying I want to be famous if you give Robbie the appropriate dialogue and the appropriate explanation, rooting all of this in him just wanting a big story for his news outlet and to keep his name relevant. So he orchestrated a 30th anniversary style Ghostface killing spree with someone who also their motive would just be, I want to be able to say I was the person who killed Sidney Prescott, and all Robbie wanted was to say that I have a hit story and I am able to solve who Ghostface is. They solve it, but then the twist would be, of course you solved it because you were the one who were in on it. You maybe did 1 or 2 killings, letting the other person do most of the killings. It could be that Ted Bundy-like character, Logan, whatever his name was, and that could be the gist of Scream 7. Or do you guys think that's too lazy? That's too similar to Roman and Jill? I myself wouldn't mind it if you again can twist and tweak it enough to the point where we're commentating on how the media exploits, the media is insensitive, and the media will do desperate things to stay relevant. But let me know what you guys think about this down in the comment section below. What do you think about his casting? Who do you think he's going to be starring as if it's not Robbie? I was actually thinking Robbie would be a younger person, but I didn't get a picture of the man walking out of the set room. I was just told that the person who walked out of that room that belonged to Robbie was Mark Consuelos, which doesn't mean he's actually Robbie. Maybe they belong to someone else, but we'll see what comes of that. You again, let me know what you think about this down in the comment section below. If you haven't already, of course, make sure you subscribe, turn on post notifications so you never miss a video. In the description, I have links to my social media accounts. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can message me there to let me know any movies, news, or reviews you'd like me to cover in the future. And with all that in mind, guys, I will see you in the next video.